U.S. President Joe Biden has said that he is convinced that one of the reasons why Hamas launched a terrorist attack on Israel was because of the recent announcement during the G20 summit in New Delhi on the ambitious India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor that integrates the entire region with a network of railroad. Israel has launched a massive counteroffensive against Hamas after unprecedented attacks by the militant group on October 7th killed more than 1,400 people. Biden told reporters at a joint news conference with the visiting Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese that his analysis is based on his instinct and does not have any proof for this. "I'm convinced one of the reasons Hamas attacked when they did, and I have no proof of this, just my instinct tells me, is because of the progress we were making towards regional integration for Israel and regional integration overall. We can't leave that work behind," Biden said. This is the second time in less than a week that Biden has mentioned the India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, IMEC, as a potential reason for the terrorist attack by Hamas. The new economic corridor, which many see as an alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative, was jointly announced by the leaders of the US, India, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, France, Germany, Italy, and the European Union on the sidelines of the G20 summit in September. The corridor comprises an eastern corridor connecting India to the Gulf region and a northern corridor connecting the Gulf region to Europe. Biden said in the past few weeks he has spoken to leaders throughout the region, including King Abdullah of Jordan, President Sisi of Egypt, President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, and Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, about making sure there's real hope in the region for a better future, about the need to work toward a greater integration for Israel, while insisting that the aspirations of the Palestinian people will be part of that future as well. There's a geopolitical dimension too. This corridor, this new nexus of trade and technology, is a statement, a testament to the collective will of nations to diversify their partnerships and lessen their reliance on a single dominant power. The project, hailed as a game changer, is set to cut trade time between India and Europe by 40%. This is more than just an infrastructural overhaul. It's a reshaping of global power dynamics, one railway, one shipping lane at a time. But what about the elephant in the room, China? This economic corridor, announced on the sidelines of the G20 summit, is a game changer. And yet, China was notably absent during the announcement. This absence is more than just a scheduling conflict. It's an indicator that this project is seen as a counterweight to China's own Belt and Road Initiative. The corridor aims to boost trade, deliver energy resources, and improve digital connectivity, all while providing an alternative to China's economic ambitions in the region. Now let's shift our gaze to the United States. From the US perspective, this project is more than just an economic venture. It's a strategic opportunity. It's a chance to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative and to position itself as an alternative partner and investor for developing countries. It's a chance to reshape global economics, to tip the scales, and to rewrite the narrative. The US sees this as a golden opportunity to checkmate China's growing influence. Then, out of the blue, the Hamas attack on Israel occurs. But how could this be related? Suddenly, the world is rocked by news of a brazen attack by Hamas on Israel. The timing is uncanny, coming shortly after the announcement of the ambitious economic corridor project. This isn't a mere coincidence. The question that looms large is, could there be a connection? As we delve deeper into the motivations behind the attack, the geopolitical complexities start to unravel. Could this be a desperate attempt to disrupt the emerging economic cohesion within the region? Or perhaps a move to destabilize the political landscape, thereby derailing the project's progress? Hamas's motivations have always been multifaceted. However, the possibility of this attack being a reaction to the corridor project cannot be ruled out. The project promises to shift the balance of power and influence in the region, potentially isolating those opposed to it. The timing of the attack, coinciding with the project's announcement, raises eyebrows and questions. So, what could be the connection between these seemingly unrelated events? Here's a quick recap. The announcement of an ambitious economic corridor linking India, the Middle East, and Europe, a project that's perceived as a counterweight to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Then, there's the notable absence of China during this announcement, with the US positioning itself as an alternative partner and investor for developing countries. Now we shift to the sudden and unexpected attack by Hamas on Israel. According to US President Joe Biden, these incidents might not be as disconnected as they initially appear. Biden suggests that the progress on the India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor could have provoked the Hamas attack on Israel. It could be seen as a ripple effect, a reaction to shifting power dynamics and economic alliances. The new corridor could disrupt established interests and influence, triggering unforeseen reactions like the Hamas attack. While this is just one perspective, it emphasizes the complexity and interconnectedness of global politics and economics. It's a reminder that every action has potential consequences, often beyond what we can immediately see or predict. These events remind us that in the intricate web of global politics and economics, nothing happens in isolation.